It's just one word. It's greed. They've set up a system, and the American people are the laboratory. They set up a system. What's the best way for our industry to profit? Well, we got to have sick people. They go to the scientific community in league with the government to okay all of these drugs that can kill you. What's unbelievable is they advertise these drugs as lethal, and people still buy them. Huh? That, along with the Social Security, I mean, what are Americans? Man, what happened to their brains? Well, I know it's the educational process is a lot large, but I think these foods, I'm convinced that an entire people that do not want to say anything about defending their rights, that don't do anything to stop the continual deprivation of their individual freedoms, it has to be also in the food and in the medicines, along with everything else, because nobody's that stupid. To see these TV commercials on supposed medicines that they tell you is lethal. Well, you know, if your liver goes bad, immediately call your doctor, or whatever they say on there, you know. It's unbelievable the situation Americans have allowed themselves to be put in, and they still do nothing. They still do nothing. Every issue you can think of. But this food thing and this drug thing, everyone knows that a McDonald's hamburger is a killer. And everybody knows all of this food is bad for you. And they even print it on the side, aspartame. All of that is on the label. And if you don't know what's good for you, what kind of person are you? Because you have children, you know, and you were a child once. But to read those labels, or not read them, but they tell you on there that there's poison in the foods, and that still nothing changes. This reservation is a perfect example. You can't talk to people on this reservation not to eat meat. They think, they've been convinced that we were a meat-eating people, which we're not. Indigenous people don't have refrigeration. You can't be a meat eater if you don't have refrigeration. I mean, it can be part of your diet, but it's damn sure not a major part. It's just mind-boggling the hold these corporations have on America through the media. You don't even have a court system to back you up anymore. There used to be the Sherman Antitrust Act. There used to be food and drug laws, all washed away by politics, by Congress. When I was growing up in America, we had one forced inoculation. Every kid had to get a smallpox inoculation. And not only did that shot hurt a lot, but it got infected. It got pussy. It's supposed to do that. And in my little mind, I thought that was wrong, just wrong. Making you all sore and pussy and infected to make you better. I couldn't wrap my little mind around that it was good for me. So having had that experience, and then finding out when I started having children, and I'm 72 winters old, and I have children that are now half a century old, and and young all the way down to 19. So I've had a series of growth through the school systems, where more inoculations with each decade of my kids, and it's gotten horrible. When my last two, they were born in one 85 and the next one in 91. When they were born and became school age, I didn't want them getting inoculated. And I found out they couldn't go to school unless they were inoculated. I didn't have the wherewithal at that time to homeschool, and my wife and the mother of my children, she wouldn't homeschool them. She was in complete disagreement, along with her parents. So I acquiesced to allowing him to be. And then when my last child was born in 91, I was vehemently against him being inoculated, and I wanted to homeschool him again. And then I was at the position where I could. And again, I lost out to the in-laws. So I'm well aware of those inoculations, and what scares me about those inoculations is the fact that I think that goes in large part to the dumbing down of America. I think it does something to your brain that shuts an important valve off, one of self-worth or something. Because if you look at America, it's becoming one huge sick society. And I mean physically sick and mentally sick. And the proof in the pudding, I think, are the elections. It's just unbelievable that they have no choice and they don't realize it.